Hey everybody, it's time for golf. NES Open Tournament. Golf. It's Mario.
People crave golf.
Yeah, there he is. 7 players today.
It's a beautiful day out here on the course.
Hey, it's raining.
Oh, okay, my bad. We're having them play the Japan course. They're going to play 18 holes, and this is not a race. Rather, this is going to be whoever scores the lowest.
Finally, an actual score attack in the score attack category. We are ready to go anytime. I don't need a clock for this. We're doing the Japanese courses, so there's 18 of those. It's either US, Japan, or UK, that's what it is. And then just stroke play is fine. I think the maximum you can do on any hole is 50, so pretty gross numbers if you don't do it right. I gave people the controls in a summary and you linked the manual. The only thing confusing about this is swing speed and the actual swing.
That meter on the swing goes so fast, it is nonsense. Even at medium, it is absurd.
It is very fast, and you get used to it, but slow is much easier to control, and for most people, it's probably just the way to... You just eat the loss that you'll take for doing. Like,
yeah,
it's not that bad. It's like a 10-15 yard difference, probably, ultimately. Like, it's not worth the hassle of having to be perfect with that. So the way it works is, and it's really weird, but most golf games are like this. You hit left, the bar starts. You stop it as far left as you can go. That's your power. And then it comes back. And you have to try to hit the pip on the bar as close as you can. And on fast, it's extremely small. It's like one single pip. On slow, it's like 6 or 7 pips. If you get it in that pip, you'll have a good accuracy. Otherwise, you get nothing.
If you get it even close, it's generally pretty good. Most golf games approach it this way, but I don't know a single game that has that bar moving that fast. I mean, you know, I don't exactly have a history of playing a ton of golf games, but you know, my touchstone is like Kirby's Dream Course, and that moves at a very child-friendly speed.
I'm telling Digi what's wrong with their swings because they're hitting it like 3 inches. They're not getting the power on the bar. They're only getting the accuracy.
Now, it's very possible that whoever finishes first may have the lowest score, but this is not settled once someone finishes hole 18, if the scores could possibly bear out a win.
This game also, it mostly has good intelligence on what club you should be using. It pretty accurately measures the distance, the wind, and it picks your club for you. Like we see it choose the putter when you're in putter range, and the sand wedge if you're in the sand like Digi is currently. It just knows what to do most of the time. You can argue with it if you want, if you know better than the game, and I sure don't, but some people do. I just let it make the call for me most of the time.
That's the problem. As golf games got more modern and more user-friendly, it started to feel easier to wrestle with it. You know, the game says you're really gonna want your 3-iron here, and it's like, no, buddy, I've got 40 yards to go, and I'm using the driver.
Big variety of skill on this on display today. Putting is interesting. You can see the triangles there, the little arrows, they indicate slope. Putting has a different bar without any indication that it's different also, which is pretty sweet. Thanks.
Just surprises you the first time.
Yeah, there's no accuracy, it's just power, and I have no idea why there's even a pip on the bar. Like, so easy they could have changed the display for that, but they just decided not to. And this is your cream of the crop golf game. Like, this is the best one of the era in the 90s, early 90s.
This is different than black box golf, right? I don't think I've ever played black box golf. Is it like
it's the same,
noticeably
with
worse?
Less polish. It's very similar.
Okay.
It's just no Mario and less interesting golf. It looks worse.
If there's no Mario, I walk.
That's right. No Luigi on the cover. Just garbage.
Okami's moving through this pretty confidently. You know, pretty far out ahead, about to finish hole 5, with no one else even on hole 5 yet. So
this one has Peach showing up to tell you how bad you're doing at all times. It's pretty nice. Closest to the pin contest hole. I have no idea what that means. The guy on the golf cover sort of looks like Mario, I guess. I was at a bowling alley for a party the other day, and they had like a off-brand arcade machine with everything on it. Off-brand Mario was on there too. They had a gorilla. It wasn't Donkey Kong. They just had a gorilla. There he is. Oh, Sprit's just barely missing the hole. Everyone's getting the hang of it. It doesn't take too many holes before you're just... At that first one, I feel like that's why I have on Arcade Pit like a practice mulligan swing.
Yeah.
I feel like mulligan came from golf, the term itself. I don't even know. But they need to understand how the controls even function to be able to play this. And then after they got it, it's really not too bad. Smoke is stuck in the trees. I have no advice for this disaster. This game has no way to fix this. You just have a tree in front of you and you can't saw it down. You gotta just keep hitting that ball till it goes.
Hey, the only way around is through.
Hole in one for Spritz.
That's
I don't know if
impressive.
I've ever seen that. I wonder what the music does for that. I haven't like played the piss out of this game or anything, but I grew up with it and I don't think I've ever gotten a hole in one on it. You can only do that on a couple courses, obviously, but I think the 4th or 5th hole has like no distance at all, so that's theoretically the one you could do it on.
Yeah, that's the one that Spritz just got it on, was the 4th hole. And we saw Polterghost get easily in range, just a little to the side.
It seems crazy. I mean, I guess it's crazy in any concept to get a hole in one in golf this way. Like, I can do it in putt-putt. Like, I can get them sometimes.
I feel like
hitting it 200 yards and getting that, wow.
I feel like as golf games got more sophisticated and, you know, the quality of life improved because it's more than just a, you know, 250 by 250 pixel display. You kind of had a little more fidelity of what you're doing. It became easier. So it's like way more impressive to me seeing someone get a hole in one in NES Open Golf. I'm not even sure I could hit the green.
I'm pretty good at putt-putt. I don't know about I don't think I've ever played real golf. I remember in like gym class for some reason we spent a day learning how to hold properly and swing a golf club, and that was enough for me to be like, nah, I'll just play football, man. I'm just gonna go play basketball. This sucks. I don't want this.
Yeah, I don't know if the same can be said of every sport, but golf, as someone who's never played golf, just because someone who's never golfed because I'm too tall for like rental clubs. It feels like the sort of game that's infinitely better as a video game. Like I'm good. I probably don't need the experience of having played it in real life.
Frisbee golf whips. That's cool. But yeah,
I love disc golf. Yeah.
Golf is a lot of walking around and a lot of waiting and a lot of finally getting your turn. And also it's just really bad for the environment. Just takes up a bunch of space. Useless for everything else. Kills the lawn. Ugh. It's also super expensive too.
No, my high school PE class did not teach golf.
Go to your park, play some frisbee golf. That's the good stuff. You want to play putt-putt this weekend? We got putt-putt out here.
Yeah. I love putt-putt. Me and Sky will play.
Nice. No speed bump next week. We're doing putt-putt. A live stream putt-putt match.
I love disc golf. When I was in grad school, there was a disc golf course in the woods near my house. And also there was another disc golf course in the woods on the other side of town. And for a long time, I thought, okay, that's just how people play disc golf. It's just always in the woods. And then I found out that a lot of them are just in big open parks, and that sucks. Who would want to play disc golf when there's no obstacles? It's just, you look at the thing and you hit the basket. Playing around trees rules.
I think what rich people see in golf, aside from the most obvious thing, is that it's exclusive, and rich people love that. It's a pretty nice environment, and it's got a super, super high skill ceiling, but
for sure.
It's got a not so high floor. Like you can be pretty decent at it without too much work. I feel like that's not true of most sports.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that, having never played it. I would have expected that it's very difficult to be even reasonably good at golf. So it's kind of interesting to hear that that's not the case.
Oh, you won't get anywhere near par, but
no.
You'll get it in there. Reason.
If you're, I guess, temper your expectations.
If you can hit the ball at all, you're in business.
That's fair.
But it's definitely just like any sport, it's definitely got people who have a career out of just teaching you how to play, so it's still not what I would call easy. Just easier to do that than to, like, do something very intense. It's kind of a chill sport. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I definitely feel like putt-putt genuinely is better in every way, in every conceptual way to me. It's more fun.
I like golf in theory. I just it's big. It's a big you have to take up like 100 acres.
I heard the birdie jingle over here. Good work. There's another hole where you could do really well on. On number 13. Okami is still in the lead. Joey's on 11. I mean, not that it matters for lead, obviously, but we're just talking how far in they are. Soon we'll have their score.
Okami is pretty far ahead, still on hole 13. I think he's about as far ahead as anyone could be. Joey's on 11. Oh, Ramsey's on 13 as well. I missed that.
We have 58-ish, I think, for Okami. It's hard to get their score. It's not written on screen. It's only shown at the end of each hole. We will get the summary at the end, though. That'll be fun.
The golf game, aside from like fun spin-off character golf games like Mario Golf and Kirby's Dream Course, the one golf game that I'm into is Wicked 18. Wicked 18 rules. What if you went golfing in hell?
I have a billiards table. We gotta play some of that when you're out here.
Oh, for sure.
That's just in my garage. We just. I need some more arcade stuff out there someday. Underfoot Robot Golf is exceptional game, yeah. I haven't played
never
it myself.
played it.
Looks cool.
I know it by name. That's about it.
Oh, missed the putt. Really, just a whole lot of inclines on this one.
Oh yeah, Ribbit King. I gotta play Ribbit King too. What a great golf game.
Oh, Spritz almost. Wow, smoke just bounced it off the water, I swear. It definitely landed in that little river there, and it didn't matter. So far, everybody seems to be doing good.
Yeah. As well as one would hope for.
You can put a lot of spin on the ball, and I really don't know what to do with that. I have no idea how it even works, honestly. In golf, like talking about billiards, that makes sense. Nice and easy. You just hit the ball with the stick exactly where you want. But how do you do that with a golf club? I have no idea. But top spin in this one will just give you even more range most of the time on these big hits. I'm keeping an eye on Digi to see how they're doing with figuring out the controls for this. Joey getting the score. Wow, nice. Birdie. Anytime I see the ball go in when the flag is still in the hole, I get excited. But yeah, you can set your spin in this right after you select your club. It's not a feature that I mentioned, but because it's so obvious in this one, what it does, it tells you pretty clearly how it works. I was talking more mechanically, like how you'd actually put spin on the ball is beyond me. I'm not sure.
Right.
Oh, Okami's in the drink. I don't think that matters here. Like, you don't actually get do you get an extra stroke for that? Like, it puts the ball back right beside where they fell in. I guess you probably do get +1 for that. Yeah, you do.
In most games I've seen have a stroke penalty, but I'm not.
Yeah, that's it.
Not familiar with this one.
So that extra 1 foot of distance killed them.
It'll be really interesting if that comes down. If the score comes down to that.
Smoke is really nailing these. Incredible shots. Aiming for the birdie right now. Oh, inches off. Spritz and Polterghost synced up a perfect shot. Ramsey just rolling right past. We have the score for Okami, 85. Oh wait, that's Mario. What is their score? I don't even know how to read this.
It looks like 85 strokes total.
Yeah, that looks right. +13 on par. 72 is on the left for par. That's what it's saying.
Yeah, it's probably easier for us to just go by how over or under par they are.
Okami has reported 13 as their score, which would be incredible for 18 holes. I think they don't understand what number.
13 over par is perfectly fine. We can just have them record their difference from par.
What if somebody gets below par?
Then they get a -1.
Wow.
How is the bot gonna handle that?
You're gonna break this thing down. You're gonna divide by 0 on this score, Author Blues. You play golf fast, but not well. It is fun to go to the driving range and blast these, which is pretty much all I've ever done with golf. That and putt. But I've actually never played golf myself either. So maybe I'm a fool. Maybe it is 20 times harder than I think it is to do decent. But it is fun to blast them, and that feels like the two mechanics of this, right? Like if you can drive it and putt, that's it, right? I've seen Happy Gilmore. That's all there is.
So Ramsey ended up beating Okami, being only 6 over par.
Nice. Everyone can just freeze on the scorecard screen if they want. Yeah, the upper floor on golf is, like I said, I don't even understand it. I've seen some of the professionals like line up a shot from like 100 yards away and just sink it in one. They just sit there, they kind of with hubris come out and say they're gonna get it, and then they do. And I'm like, it's so far away, it's so tiny. It's ridiculous. Like, I can't imagine doing that in anything else. Like, can you imagine throwing like a dart and hitting a target like a horseshoe that far? Like, nothing anywhere near that. But in golf, somehow they can pull it off. They hit a thing with a thing and they get it.
Yeah, again, as a non-golfer, it blows my mind that it's even possible to be good at this sport. I mean, genuinely, for all of my small complaints about, well, all of my issues with golf, like being good at golf is quite impressive.
The hardest thing in this game, and maybe it doesn't handle it very well, is when you're close but not quite in putting range. No longer does the power level make any sense at all. It's so hard to figure out what is correct, and Smoke overshot it with like a third of the bar. Like, they tried to adjust for how close they were, and they still overshot it. It's so small. Our players are wrapping up. I didn't see what Joey's score was. But it looks like
79, I think it looks like. Average score per round, so 79 was probably... So, yeah.
Why does it have a decimal point?
That would have given 7. Well, I mean, if Joey had played more than one game, it would be the average, but since they've only played one game, it was their last score.
That makes sense. Digi will be our last done. They're only half through the courses so far. They've struggled the most to figure out how this works, I think.
Yeah, they had a bit of a slow start just because of NES Open Golf having the lightning speed meter.
So close. Yeah, they don't understand the power meter as quickly as anyone else. I do not understand the putting myself. Like, they're doing something weird with it and not hitting it on the way to the left. They're waiting until it comes back to the right, and I have no idea what that does to the power meter. I think that maybe it's just distance from the pip to the left is how strong it is. I have no idea, though. It's really just... It's unhinged to use the same bar for that, when the only thing they care about is power. They don't even put the pip on the end. Like, it's just crazy. Yeah, for completely unrelated to the sport reasons, I don't like to see golf courses because of how bad they are to the everything. That's a whole different complaint.
It's a shame that it's that there's so many reasons to hate the sport, because I think in theory it's quite cool. That's why we need more golf video games, so there's no reason to have golf courses.
There are quite a few. I'm gonna switch audio to Digi maybe? Let's see here. There we go. Oh, overshot a little bit. Can you play against Majima in Yakuza at golf? Does he do that?
Is there's everything else in Yakuza. I would have a hard time imagining there's no golf.
They call me Turkey Majima. I always get 3 in bowling. I played him in 8-ball. Kicked his ass. Gotta be careful to not ever shoot it here. Yeah, Digi's gonna blast it, unfortunately. That's the deception that I was talking about of the power strike here. Because up until you're close to it, a full power swing is pretty much what they want for you to get the distance they're saying you're gonna get. But then, all of a sudden, the bar doesn't match reality anymore.
Yeah, I'll just tell. Okami was asking if we could take his stream down.
Sure. I can zoom in on the players remaining here at some point. If it gets down to 2 or 3.
So we got Spritz coming in with their score of 23. I think, like we said before, it's fairly likely that the people who finish first are going to have the lowest scores for obvious reasons. But
yeah,
there have been some upsets there. So
some of the players are trying to figure out how these bars work. That's really all this is understanding what these mean. What is the UI? You're fighting the UI here.
Right.
Figuring out what the bar says the power is versus what you actually want. The putting is maybe the part I understand the least. The arrows, their size indicates the depth of the hill and the number of them and all that. And it's just a confusing mess. Like, I understand what it's trying to say, but what does that mean for me and how to aim and how to change the power to adjust to it? I couldn't tell you. Let me get the studio mode here and I'll fix up the zoom.
Yeah, looks like we're down to just a few players left. Poltergeist is wrapping up. Digi is on hole 11.
Is Digi and Polterghost mostly then?
I think that's who's left. Yeah. And I think Polterghost just wrapped up with an 18. Yeah, my only real familiarity with NES Open was playing it the one time in Arcade Pit, and I got clowned on. Not in the sense of like I played poorly, like I got made fun of because I could not figure out how to control the game. So I'm very sensitive to the struggles of our players.
There you go.
Perfect. Perfection.
Get that zoom on the remaining player. The blinking of the UI for Polterghost. That's for the we haven't done it in a while, but we used to have the 32 player thing, and it had a nice overlay to tell me who was done.
We gotta do some more of those.
A new year is here for us to do more in. On hole 13, I have a 10 player. I think it's 10 player Arcade Pit. It's at least 8. Maybe it's 8. It's been so long that I don't even remember what I did. It's basically Mario Party.
Yeah, Bizarre K-Pit had 8 slots, I think.
It sounds right. Extra Smite with 8 versus 1.
We gotta do Bizarre K-Pit again. That was so much fun.
I said I'd do one.
It's so dumb. I love it.
I also have Hardcade Pit to build. And a couple other ideas just for new content.
The whole board just snailsers except for 3 spaces that are normal challenges.
It's going to be customized to be nasty all the way down the line. Trivia too. Oh, nice putt. I would definitely overshoot that myself. 5 holes to go. The Battle Royale thing that we did was basically, we would eliminate half the players 4 times. And we started with 16 or something like that, maybe even 32. It was a lot. It was very hard to run. I have a better computer now than I did then, but even so, it's just a lot of embedded Twitch sources. Not to mention organizing, you know, 60 players or whatever. Getting them all set up and organized. But we would go for like 20 minutes and then take the winners, cut them in half, bring the rest in.
Hey, Digidigi's really picked this up. Digidigi's getting the hang of it, you know?
Here's the tricky one.
Working through it.
They're putting in. It's unfortunately very ridiculously hard to do that. I don't know that that makes any sense. I feel like I want to argue that you could putt through grass just fine or whatever, just hit it real hard, right? But maybe I'm a fool. I mean, I do it in putt-putt. I don't I blast that thing. Like, they hit it at full force and it only went like 3 feet. But as soon as you get to the soft green, look at that. Yeah, there it goes. And that was super close. All that feather touch just right.
You love to see that.
They're very good at that. Putting is where they've become an absolute expert. A couple of the players were extremely perfect with this drive. They got the full power and then it came back on the tiny pip and they'd nail it. Perfect strike.
No. Did you? Not in the water.
Yeah, when I had 8 players, or even 16, I could do different things in Arcade Pit, like have them vote on who's the best artist and light up the screen. Here comes these big hills that are going the wrong way. All that power was actually correct. They just needed to aim a little differently.
Yeah, this is going downhill a little bit, doesn't it?
Damn.
That would have been fine if they had angled up just a bit. Beautiful.
Hole 16.
We got 3 holes remaining.
Nice short one here. Oh! Damn. I unfortunately don't think this will work, because the game argues... Hey, that doesn't even make any sense at all, Mario. But... they gotta use a different thing than the putter, unfortunately. They're 34 yards away. It says the putter can reach 32 yards. That's the lie that it's telling you. It doesn't care about the rough terrain here. It only went 2 yards after that strike. Just pure nonsense. But they seem to be committed to the idea, which just doesn't work, unfortunately. They need to pick the lightest of the regular clubs or wedges that they can use or whatever, irons, and barely tap it. That's the only way through here. Now that they're on the magical screen where suddenly things work, putting is great. Oh!
Oh, God.
Scary every time. 2 holes left. This one is so massive compared to what we just did. You can't even see the end. Reasonable hit. A little too far left, unfortunately. They gotta cross the river here. And I think they can do it in 1. I would go for the middle.
Yeah, there's no reason to angle toward the hole, I don't think. I don't think they're going to make that distance.
Allegedly, it can be done. It says 246 yards to the end. A perfect hit would do it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Didn't make it. Now they definitely can. Nice trees. That's a pretty good hit. There you go. This is what they wanted last time as well. You got a little bit of distance. Just barely tap it with the wedge. It's good enough. All those damn hills. Digi's now
Yeah,
on
you
their
got to work a
laps.
little bit with the gradient.
And with that, here comes hole 18, final player. Definitely can hit it right over this garbage that's in your way. Favorite game in UFO 50? I've been playing that. I'm half through them, I think. And then I've tried half of them. I've beaten like 4 of them. But yeah.
I mean, my favorite was Mortal.
Yeah, I heard you were going nuts on that one. I played that one a little bit.
Yeah, I barely got through like a third of the games because I got nerd sniped by Mortal, like trying to optimize it perfectly.
I just beat Warp Tank.
Nice. You've probably seen many games I have not even looked at. I really enjoyed, you know, a few of the sillier ones. There's, I mean, Barbuda is obviously the one that's La Mulana coded, so that's... Everyone assumes it's going to be my favorite, and I enjoyed it quite a lot. I
got hit with
enjoyed...
the Spelunky Ghost equivalent in that game. It killed all my eggs. Gross.
Yep.
I don't know what that was about.
I enjoyed Mooncat. I mean, obviously, it's a fairly simple game, just with a unique control style, but I kind of enjoyed the unique control style, so... I never got around to Party House, but I've seen a lot of people play Party House, and it looks like the sort of game I'd really enjoy. I really like Avianos on paper, but playing it is less fun to me, but I think it's very cool.
What the game is asking for here is nonsense. It's really gross. We saw Digi try to swing short with the sand wedge, and it's so fast that they couldn't hit the button fast enough to tell it to also swing on top of the power. Because it's asking for 2 inputs in like frames of a second, they couldn't do both. And then they ended up overshooting when they tried to extend it a little bit. It's absolute nonsense. It's gross. There's almost no way that you won't get this result right here, where you just overshoot it. Either you overshoot it or just don't get a swing at all. But now they're in there, they can get their final hole score. I need to go back and finish Mortal and try Mortal 2, and I haven't really made any progress in Barbuda yet. I've gotten like an umbrella and some garbage, and then I died instantly to a ghost. I haven't figured out how to actually make what I would call progress. I made it out of the start. Our score is 149
Barbuda was
here.
definitely made by someone who was very into Maze of Gallius.
Seems like once I figure out what to do, I'll be good, but
yeah,
that's all the game is, honestly. I didn't have any trouble moving around or anything, it's just a little slow. But all told, there's got to be some progress I haven't gotten to yet. I don't know what the ghost was about, that was mean. We have our scores, let's see here.
Well, it was a fun race.
77 for Digi. What else we got? 18 for Polterghost. 23 for Spritz. 31 for Smoke. Joey was 7. Ramsey was 6. Okami with 13. I think that's everybody. Big spread. The top 3 players very close. And then it jumps up quite a bit after that.
Pretty impressive. Well, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks for hosting Golf Author Blues.
Yeah, no problem. Take it easy.
Have a good one.